Okay, let me turn this app on. Okay. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Hopefully it's recording and transcribing all at the same time. So
Perfect.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are here to talk about your sales page
Hmm.
and let's see, probably any other things we had to talk about. Some updates. Yeah, okay, so we can do that.
Yes. So the sales page, so my plan was to create the sales page mainly for the purpose of like future retreats.
Okay,
And this is my way of like get into the process of creating a page for it. Most of the people
okay,
that I'm going to invite, I'm going to give them a personal invite. I'm going to call them up and, invite them personally. And then this page acts as a way to kind of share some of the stuff that we're going to be doing, kind of formalize it a bit for them. Uh,
okay,
so in the midst of that, I send it to some of my core guys, and one of them went through and he was just sharing how like what it brought up for him, you know.
okay,
And so like one of the things that I wanted to change is the images,
okay,
right? So they like the AI generated, maybe in the one that's in the background is fine, but like I think maybe the only image we really need is the one of me. Maybe bring that to the top.
okay, okay. Let
Um,
me let me go. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna share the screen so then we can just kind of talk about it bit by bit.
Perfect.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So starting at the top, we want to get rid of the AI generated pictures and have a picture of you. So like at this hero page, you would like just a picture of you.
Yeah, we can use the picture of me that I sent that we have on the page already
The
as like
one with you looking around.
yeah, the one me looking back.
Okay, this one.
Yeah.
So move this picture to the front, to the
Yeah,
top.
make that picture because the theme is that the these retreats are like a way for guys to get closer to me. So they already know me, they already experienced me, and this page wants to feel like me speaking to them.
Got it.
And the AI generated images don't, it kind of takes away from that for them.
Okay. 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 Cool, cool. I got that. I got that. And so really, are you also saying the only picture you want? I mean, you're cool with are these pictures good?
Yeah, so the pictures of the space are fine. I think that I'm kind of toying with the idea of the way that it's being communicated, whereas the messaging is me speaking to them first
Uh-huh.
about not just the invitation, but like what we're going to be doing, why we're doing this, the like where we're going, like more
Okay.
speaks more to that. I want to speak more to that. So that's on me to give you copy around that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and then once I give the message, then we can speak about the space and have a
Okay.
section for the space. And we may need just one or two images about the space.
Okay. I got that. I got that.
Um,
Do you do you want to show so we don't want to show any other pictures and I can understand why that happens. We can easily take these out.
Yeah. Any other type of photos that we would have would kind of be very subtle. So like maybe um like when we talking about the experiences and stuff like that, if if I say something like, we're gonna be playing games or do something like that, we can just have something subtle. Like the
Like game playing.
like a pool table, just the pool table by itself.
Got it.
Subtle things like that that kind of frames what it is without allowing their
Say,
imagination to take the rest of it without
got it.
us, giving them the full picture.
Got it. 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 So we're gonna tell this, show you, have an introduction of what this means, and then share the journey of what to expect when you get here.
Right. Because
Okay.
that's what the guys want. They want to be closer to me.
Got
They want
it.
to spend more time with me. They want to go deeper. These are guys who I've been doing Zoom calls with every week for the past 2 years. And so the reason why I want to do this retreat is because I want to bring them in deeper to what I'm doing. I can't, it's very difficult for me. My way of coaching is I get to a place and then I bring people up to where I'm at. Right now, I feel like we're at a bit of a plateau with the men because it's limited to what we can do on Zoom. And so this is a way for me to bring them up by giving them the deeper tools, by doing IFS sessions in person, by, speaking more candidly about what I'm doing. I can go deeper into my stories. Like every time I have a call every Monday, I got a ton of stories I can tell them about the last week that I went through my own processes, about how I navigate my own challenges using this work. But is a few of them on a call, so I don't get a chance to go deep into those stories. At this retreat, they'll get a chance to get more of that.
Got it.
And so I want that to be conveyed in this, as well as the people who are being invited to this, I feel like they're part of an inner circle of mine already. And so anything that looks like a sales type of initiative, it feels like is reaching for other people
As
who don't
opposed
know,
to them
as opposed to them who already know me. They don't really need to be sold.
on you.
They don't need to be sold on me. They just when is it? What's happening? When is what's the cost going to be? How many days? Like tell me a little bit about what's going to go down. They don't necessarily need to be sold.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So anybody coming to this page, you have personally invited. It's not going to be other people inviting them necessarily. It's you.
It's going to be me inviting them, and one or two of them may invite somebody else
Okay.
that is also connected to me somehow. Maybe they haven't met me personally, but they seen
Right.
my work and they've been impacted by my work, and they will want to come to this. So
Oh,
that's
okay. So let
yeah.
me ask you this. So, so I'm getting, so the vibes I'm getting from this is that this is really, it's not meant for everybody. This is carefully curated. This is by invite only, close, mum's the word kind of a situation.
Right.
Okay, 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 I like that. Because
Hmm.
then we can apply that, members only kind of vibe to it so it feels even more ooh,
Hmm.
I'm glad okay, I got that. I got that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And this is something that they've been begging me for. They've been making me to do a retreat for like the past year and a half.
Okay,
Um,
so you have people that are just ready to just here's the money. Here's the
yeah,
money. Here's the money.
right.
Ah, you have a captive audience. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it. Um, and so since you don't have to sell them, I was gonna see if there might be some opportunity to entice with, some of the men that you're going to send it to, showing them certain kind of activities, like the pool table or, because we can plant certain pictures or words that will trigger, the buying process for these folks too.
Hmm.
So if you can think of, some of those things, that'll help us to plant those seeds, on your sales page that will help to get people down the customer journey and hit the buy button.
Yeah. As
So
you're saying,
then, so
mhm.
then so it also sounds like we need to change it so people can buy directly on it. Because if they're sold, then there's no need to go through an application process, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Um, I think that because I'm gonna personally invite everybody. I'm gonna be speaking about it on my coaching call. The next one is gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah,
And I wanted the page really to speak to, I want us to get to a place where the page really sounds like me. It kind of gets them excited. It kind of sounds like the invitation I'm going to give them over the phone. It has that same spirit of it. This way, when we do another retreat with another group, so to speak, that's not as close to me, we use some of those many elements so that
got it.
they already feel connected to me because the words that I'm speaking are words that connect people to me.
I like that. I like that. So let me ask you this question. The call you have tomorrow, do you record those calls?
Yes.
Can you send me that slice of the of that call so I can hear it?
Okay.
I mean, just that piece of it where you're talking about it and people are asking questions, because I can take the spirit of what you're talking about and, translate it here.
Okay.
I think that would be helpful because you're right. It's the words. It's the words. It's how you use the words together that that will inspire people and trigger the buying process.
Right.
So it sounds like we can take out the form, not do the form anymore and replace it with a buy now
Yeah.
or yeah, reserve your seat now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just goes directly into your account.
Yeah. We can do that. Um, I do like the form, so to speak, because I do like the question. I'm thinking about how I want to some questions I want to ask them. Like one of the things that I'm going to have there is I'm going to have them send me photos of them when they were a kid or like
Hmm.
when they were younger. Because and also photos of them and their family because I'm going to have those pictures framed and pull around the house,
Mm.
as a way of like, kind of tell us what was happening in this photo. Like as you're pairing up with guys, we see the photo and I want it to kind of be a surprise in a sense.
Hmm.
Like because they're not gonna know where the photos are gonna be in a house, but they're
Hmm.
gonna like, wait a minute, there's my photo, and then they can share with the other person about what that photo
Yeah,
is, which brings us to different conversations, which we get to talk about our parts in a different way. So like it's subtle things like that that I want to add to the retreat as well, that I almost wanted to be a surprise in a sense.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that. It's interesting you're talking about the these photos. My photo has actually just come up. My photo of myself as a 4-year-old.
What?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah,
Okay. I gotta
yeah.
see a photo of my niece, the one I said you resemble.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
She had a graduation recently, from like, I don't know what they do, like pre-kindergarten. I don't know how they call it now, but like the same hair color. Like she has that bit of a blonde. It's so funny. She got a cap and gown on in this one.
Yeah, I was working with a client yesterday and it was rough. That's why I
Mhm.
couldn't meet anymore. I was like, I have
Mhm.
to I'm done. But
Um,
she brought up her picture, which is very similar to mine as a
mhm.
4-year-old. And so we were talking to her 4-year-old girl
Wow.
who had been abandoned for so
Mhm.
long.
Wow. Let's see it going for.
While you're looking for that, another aside, I have
Mhm.
paused the color connection for September 6th. So I'm going
Okay.
to skip this quarter and more to come on that one.
Okay. All
And
right.
more to come on the substance abuse one as well. I have gotten in touch with some of my parts that like to have a lot too many things going on at one time,
Mm-hmm.
and then nothing really goes,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really focus my efforts, so I'm
Hmm.
focusing my efforts.
Okay. All right. And that was
And
that the one
and
that
huh?
was that the one that I was signing the NDA for? Which one was I signing?
Yeah, the substance abuse one
Okay.
was the one you were going to sign the NDA for. So you can pause that one, pause color connection, but I do want to get some services from you, to keep pushing getting better and better and getting
Mhm.
greater clarity myself.
Yeah, I think that that would be very valuable. And I think that some consistency between that and you and I will help us as I because like every week there's some new like I'm currently it's almost like I'm going down the river. And so I'm never standing still, no matter even if I try to. I'm always moving in some
Moving.
direction. There's a new opportunity, there's a new contact I met, there's a new somebody speaking about tapping, it's like there's new things. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta connect with her on that. And so I think yeah, us connecting more often would be valuable because we have a lot to connect on.
Yeah. And so I'd like to move forward on that, and really just kind of focus. Um Another interesting thing happened. Well, let's finish talking about this because I know your time is valuable, and there's a lot we can talk about. So I want to
Right.
focus this conversation too. So back on the retreat space, but again, if you can slice off that piece of recording that you're going to have with the guys, that'll because I'm going to share that with my staff, and that'll help to guide this because I have a better understanding. So you still want to do the form, but so it sounds like maybe make some changes to the form so they can complete the form and pay
Hmm.
at the same time.
Yeah.
So the form isn't going to be a pre-approval, right?
No, because
It'll be
everyone
like,
that
what do you
I
expect to
invite,
learn?
yeah, everyone that I invite, I'm gonna ask them if there's somebody they want to invite. And I'm going to get them to tell me about that person first. And then I'm going to give them the green light to send it to that person if, I think that person will be a good fit. So that person may not get a direct invite from me because they may not know me directly. So that's the reason why the page would be valuable for that person. But everybody else is going to get an invitation from me first, and then they're going to see the page.
So the people that get an invite from you, they're going to see the page where they pay.
Right. So I'm like, when you're ready, here's the page, you know, here's the page, here's yours. So then they'll get a chance to like get a little bit more insight of what's happening and they can go in and sign up from that.
Okay. And that'll be this page.
Yeah, that'll be this page.
Okay, so let's play this out further. So the people that get an invite from somebody else, are they also going to get an invitation to this page?
Yes. The people who are going to get an invite from somebody else is going to be a person that got the invite from me. And if they say they have somebody else in mind, I'm going to ask them who, like who is it? Like, why do you think they'll be a good fit? And like, oh, because they've watched your videos, they've been doing some work, they've been talking about wanting to get close, do more stuff with you, or maybe you've seen them that one time, or whatever the case. I'm like, all right, yeah, send them the page.
So these questions you want to ask, like those questions you were just asking, do you want the sales page to ask those questions, or do you want to have a verbal conversation with that other person? Or do we need to alter this page to say, hey, if you want to invite somebody, call or text or email Ty and tell him first? Or do you want a form to come up to say, hey, if you want to invite this person, tell me who they are first, and then I'll give you the green light to send them the page. Does
I'm
that make
gonna
sense?
yeah, I'm going to have it to where they they tell me first. So they tell me in my invitation to them as I'm inviting them, because we have right now 12 people.
Uh-huh.
I have a list of like 20, 22 people. And so some of them are hot because they see me every week. Some of them are warmer because they just do individual sessions with me. Some of them are a little cool because we haven't had sessions in a while, but they've done stuff in spaces. So we're going to start with the hot list. And by the time we get down, if we get to 12 before I get to the end of the list, then I may open up three more slots to get to 15, but that's it. And
Okay, so
so,
this is going to be like a manual communication you're going to have with them.
right.
Okay. So then whoever comes to the site, they've either been invited by you or somebody else that's allowed. And so filling out a form that says name, rank, serial number, and why you're in or what you expect to get out of it, along with the payment link, would be sufficient for everybody. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Um, let me see here. Now, so let me ask this question. This right here. We could we could have pictures of the guys that you want to invite. Um, we could have, instead of having available, and it just kind of looks like that. Um, we could potentially have pictures of the gentleman you're inviting to say, is this you? You know, can we reserve your spot? Something like that as a
hmm
possibility.
hmm so there's two things that comes to me now. One is we can have it to where those who are in, their picture is there, and then there's another box that says 11 available. And then as guys fill in another page, that image will come in, and then 10 available. So that it's not having the available, because when you're on the phone scrolling, you got to scroll through
It's a
all
lot
those
of forms.
availables. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so that's one option. I like your option of the people that I like, my warm list of people, having them their picture there and then maybe saying pending,
Yeah.
something like that. That's also an option.
Yeah. Or, can we secure your registration? Have you filled your spot?
hmm
Yeah. But you're right. When you're scrolling, that's a lot of overhead that doesn't have a lot of value.
Right.
Um, okay, we can play with that. With respect to the questions, um, I guess we'll keep first and last name, although
hmm
we're gonna have all of that in
Check out.
with the checkout, yeah, and the phone number. And we'll also know the investment package. We'll know who invited you. Um, the only other question that I think has relevance here is why are you ready for this experience?
hmm
But other than that, I'm wondering, do we even need this? Because you're going to get all the necessary data from the payment.
Right. I'm also thinking that maybe after the payment is made, we could send them a form that asks them a few questions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like dietary restrictions and
Right.
yeah. Like the onboarding, welcome.
Right. Right.
Here's
Right. Right.
welcome, here's registration, here's your onboarding information.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so that brings to mind an email. What email package do you use?
So I send emails, everything when it comes to stuff like this is all going through Kartra.
Okay, so you got email sequences with Kartra.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you need more email sequences from us, or is that on you?
For this, I would want you all to complete it. So
Okay. Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking initially, as soon as the buy happens, that triggers a welcome, the welcome email. And then, as the event gets closer,
Hmm.
we can send out, hey, we're 5 days out. Hey, we're one day out. Hey, get this together, and here's the onboarding instructions. So, it's fun. We're building up some interest and demand and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a as they sign up, I'm gonna be having like a welcome call or like a 2 weeks out call with them, so that we can speak about like what's gonna happen and what I got planned, and because as things, it's gonna be in October, so I have some time to
Right.
kind of put some stuff in place, and I want to kind of share with them some details as the time gets closer. I'm gonna be doing that via like a Zoom call with them.
Okay. So I know we're talking about a welcome email and onboarding email, and the onboarding, I see them as two separate emails because I see them as two separate purposes. The welcome is yay, 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 rah, rah, rah. Onboarding is yay, but I need some information like, your dietary restrictions, what do you want to get out of this? And we could
Hmm.
ask, like a ton of questions, to really customize the experience too.
Hmm.
What to pack,
Yeah,
what to bring.
I'm gonna so yeah, I'm gonna keep it at like what they want to expect. What's the I'm gonna have like maybe um multiple choice about what areas you want to focus on most. Is it relationship, is it family, kids, vision, those type of things. Um, then I'm gonna have like some stuff for them to expect. So with the pack, we're gonna have one night where we're gonna go out. So I want you to pack something, have your something more professional, like a business casual type of attire.
Right.
If you want to get my expert advice on your clothing, bring some stuff that I can look at to see if it needs to be altered in any way, so I have
Yes.
that. Um, the diet, yeah, their dietary restrictions, as well as their those images, their
Their
family
images.
images, the images of their family, images of them of them as a
Oh,
kid.
of them as kids.
Yeah, so they can upload that.
Okay. 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 I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. So what I'm hearing is we can take this form out.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna delete the form and we're gonna add a payment link. And the
Hmm.
payment link will be, okay, so this is the question I have for you now. So it's $2,500 if they register by a certain date.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking to just do a 2,500 um until supplies last, basically, while we're at for the first 12 or whatever. If that's the
So
area.
does that mean everybody gets this one-on-one session, pick of the room, or is the pick of the room first come, first served?
So that's still gonna be a VIP package. We're still gonna have that VIP first pick of the room.
Okay.
Um, we're gonna have that. I'm gonna need to like explain that more because like even the Rolls Royce, the idea for the Rolls Royce is coming from like an inside conversation with one of the guys.
Uh-huh.
And so that's something that I'm going to explain so that guys can see what's that all about. And I think that when I was speaking to my guy about that, from his perspective, he was reading the page, and the page was doing all of the selling and giving him all the information, which caused his parts to make some assumptions about certain things. Um, But my goal, my purpose wasn't to give people the page straight up. My purpose was to speak to them first
Right.
and
Right.
then give them the page. So when I speak to them first, I'm speaking about what's on the page. And so they get that understanding, that clarity, right? After speaking with me, oh, I'm in. Yeah, definitely count me in. If the page had to do the selling, then it may cause them to be thinking other things. Then I have to bring them back and correct them and, reframe them. So that's why I think as I'm going through the page, we want to update the copy. But I think that as you're mentioning on my call tomorrow, I can speak to them more about, I maybe even show them the page what I have going on. And the reason why I wanted to create a page is because I wanted to get used to working with you about creating stuff like this because retreats is the next thing for me. I have a lot of opportunities coming my way to do retreats. And so we're going to have more opportunities of putting pages together like this together. So I figure with this group, you know, hey, here's what it is, here's what it's going to be. I don't really need a page per se, but I wanted to test for us to start working together and iron out any kinks so that when the time is on, here's what it is. We already know how to work with each other. We get the page up quickly. You know my style, you know what images I need, all that stuff is all good, and then boom.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I get that. Do you want to change the word early bird
We could change that, yeah.
to
A part of
what?
me wanted to have some urgency towards it, but we could change it early bird. We could do 2,500 for the first, yeah, 2,500.
Um, I do believe in FOMO, and
Hmm.
so, we can add something like, there's only 11 spots left, or there's
Hmm.
only, get, something like that, to address the urgency. But if we're gonna take the early, okay, we'll change the word to something else.
Yeah, we can do 2,500 while, you know,
Supplies last.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, so like 2,500, we put the amount of slots that's left, 12/11 slot, we can do something like that. We can also put a timer. Maybe we'll have it to where there's a timer on there, or we have a date to where they have to sign up by this time. We can also do that.
Okay. 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 Cool, cool, cool. And then with the VIP experience, are we going to change any of the words there?
Yeah, we're gonna change some of it. Because I want to clarify if it's going to be an extra day or if it's going to be a private dinner, like what is it truly going
Right.
to be? And I think that's going to be based on the conversation I'm having with guys. Like one of my guys, like, Ty, I'll come early to help you out with the with setting up,
Yeah.
which would be valuable for me. But
Yeah.
that's also an extra day with me too,
Exactly.
and so I want to get more clear on that VIP. And the reason why I wanted to do a VIP is because I wanted them to have another option. Even if nobody took it, I wanted them to have the option of having a VIP.
Yeah, I think the VIP is more delicious, and you're right. Spending more time with you is valuable, even if that means they come early to help you work, because they get more face time with you.
Mm-hmm.
And the FaceTime has a lot of value. And it could be you have all of these options available. I mean, I think it's great to have all the options available, because then if people do decide, yeah, I want to take him up on it, then you have the ability to mix and match. You could say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, I need somebody to come early. You come early, you stay late, and this is how we're going to get our one-on-one time, and we're going to be working, and we're going to be moving, and it's going to be a somatic practice.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was even thinking of VIP. If they're gonna be there another day, then they'll have us another place. So the house is going to be for the 3 days, but if they're going to be staying a fourth day, we'll get them another hotel. We'll get out the house, get them another hotel for the last day. I still want to work that out and see
Okay.
based on what I share with them what their ideas are around that.
Okay. 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 Do you have, I don't know if I've asked you this question. Do you have like a library, a media center with all your stuff, all the videos that you've created and recorded as a library?
I have some stuff on Kartra. Um, stuff like videos that I've produced, meditations and stuff that I put out. Yeah, some of that stuff is already uploaded on in Kartra. And then everything that I do is recorded. So all of my sessions, all of my coaching calls is recorded. Um, and I use that for my space. So like my Mighty Networks, I'll put that stuff up in a group that is on in there.
Okay. But then does everybody have access to that library of stuff?
Yeah, it depends on if they're in the group. If they're in the group, they can have access to it.
So I'm in the group. Do I have access to it?
You have access to the content that was produced for your group.
Oh, just for the group.
Yeah, just for your group, yeah.
But what about for the wider audience?
Yeah, so I have like certain videos, like my U-turn video.
I'll tell you
Like
where I'm going with this. I'll tell
yeah.
you. Um, a- 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 Kind of as it relates to a VIP experience, access to your entire library, on a monthly basis, on whatever that time banded
Mhm,
basis is. But because I believe it has there's a lot of value, in those recordings, especially for people that are really wanting to dive deep into themselves and into IFS. And so access to your media library might be a great sell for a lot of folks, just so
mhm,
they can, dip their toe in and swim.
mhm. Yeah, so I have a lot of stuff. I have one, so one of my guys, what he does for me is we'll take the recorded videos that we have. So our calls are 2 hours. Then I'll send him the recording and then he'll chop it up and make these little clips of the recording. So like, a guy may come in speaking about how he had a rough weekend, and then my answer to that, how I reframed it and helped him pass that will be a small clip, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know. But we made that for that group because those are the guys that are in that group. So it's the container for the guys. So like those recordings will be good for this group because they're
Oh, okay.
part of the same group. So that's how I make it. And my idea around that was every group that I work with is a different container, so to speak. Like the program that you was in, right? I can take those videos and make clips out of them. And now you guys have a new library of stuff. Even though you were there on the call, you now got these clips because some people missed the call. They weren't there. So like that was my strategy around that to create libraries for the specific groups that I host the calls in.
Right. And recognizing there's nothing new under the sun, are any of those libraries accessible crossways? So if I didn't belong to that group, but I was interested in this conversation about codependency over here. Could I then get access to that one so I could hear about it and learn for myself? Or would
Well,
that,
not at the moment. Not at the
okay.
moment. But the thing is that I have so much more videos to create libraries from that I could give you access. So I have probably when you met me when I was doing the intro to IFS calls, I've done like maybe 7 of those, maybe a little bit more. And I can take those and clip them, have somebody edit them and create clips. And that would be something for the wider group because it's more open. And so that can happen for that.
Okay. 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 Got it. Okay. Okay. So yeah, because I think access to a media library will be great for a lot of folks. They may not actually look at it, but just knowing they have access, to this behemoth library would be helpful.
Yeah,
Cool.
the way that I plan on using it is almost like a prescription. So somebody comes to me and they say, "Hey, I'm dealing with this." I'm like, "Okay, I got a few videos for you. Check these one or two videos out, and that'll help you with issues like that, And so
Mm.
that was my, like you mentioned, it's nothing new under the sun. Out of all the calls that I've had, everything's have been worked on already several times, and I
Right,
explained it several ways and different.
right,
So yes, the core of people issues has already been discussed in some of my content. It's just a matter of me taking those videos and turning them into digestible pieces for people to dive into.
right.
And that's something that I planned on doing, but I can't do it myself. And like I knew that I was going to be doing that at some point. When the time came for me to put that together, I have all the information I need. I just just need to process it and clip it and edit it and turn it into, bite-sized content.
Yeah, yeah, Ty. As a matter of fact, as you're talking about that, I see that as a whole stream of income, to tell you the truth.
Hmm.
You know, because you've already worked with people. And so, when people have these issues, you could say, okay, well, these videos, I can package at, either sell it as a part of the library or sell it as its own commodity for 99.95. And, here you go. And, you can keep doing that to lots of people, build it once, sell it many times. That,
Hmm.
that, that, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be good. That would be a good piece of the funnel for when I start doing the intro to IFS calls again. If
Uh-huh.
we were to go and like really work it, like all the stuff that I've been doing it basically on my own, with a little help here and there from other folks. Um, but if I wanted to do the intro to IFS calls again, I can easily have, I think at the height of it, I had like 60 people on the call. Um,
Wow.
and I have like maybe 500 people who signed up total, and like my people open the emails at like 50%, and so,
Wow.
and that was just me. Hey, here it is. It wasn't really no marketing behind it per se. It was kind of people were kind of sharing it themselves, and then they went into the recovery spaces, etc. But if I had a team that was like, okay, here's my marketing team, they're gonna make sure it gets out to get on the right things, and then we have the proper slides, and then we basically sell, hey, I have a little library, very low cost, is gonna go into the common issues that people have been struggling with. So if you're struggling with imposter syndrome, we have some videos about that. If you're struggling with financial issues, you have relationship problems, you can't trust people, we have videos that kind of dive through that. Just like 99.99, low cost, jump in. The content is great. You have some little insights. And when you get on my next intro to IFS call, you will have deeper questions to ask me. You will have done some work. You know, if you pay 150, you get one call with me, whatever you know what I mean? Like we can do that as well.
Yes. Yeah, we can create a sales page for each one. You're having these oh gosh, pick one. Pick, oh my
Hmm.
God. Trust. I don't
Hmm.
trust these people. Okay, here's the trust page.
Hmm.
And so when you have these issues, this is what it looks like. Here are the videos, here's the price, this is what you can get. We could even, include some additional digital products like journals and some meditations. Hey, listen to this. Do this somatic practice. Do
Hmm.
this tapping. Do
Hmm.
listen to this video. You'll feel better at the end of the week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's also an option. I also played around with like a mini training where I sent them one video a week, and it had clips on how to use this tool, part mapping. So like on the intro to IFS calls, I would do a part map, and I'll clip that and then have the people walk through doing a part map on their own, right? And then ask themselves some questions, and they will receive a video
Yeah.
every week,
Yeah.
and they can go through it
Yeah.
themselves. So I played around with a lot of things like that as well. And like I said, this is me doing it on my own. Um, But yeah, there's a lot that can be done. And I have all of the materials, I've done all the work already. So I have all the videos and the content, and it's just a matter of putting it all together and packaging it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So on that note, on that note, I think I believe strongly an ideal demographic for that is the coaches of coaches. You could be the coach's coach,
Hmm.
by teaching them this modality of IFS and how it could be applied with their client base. And so that could really create outcomes beyond their wildest expectations, especially when it comes to self-sabotage. Oh, why aren't my clients getting the kind of results that I think they should? Well, talk to their parts. Talk to their parts, and this is how to do it. And you can get certified through Ty Kuttner through this, 9-month certification program. It's 59.95, and 9 months you'll understand, the unconscious, the psyche, all of these things. We're going to guide and direct you, hold your hand through the entire process. Bingo bango, at the end of this 9-month period, you'll have your certification, but you'll really up level the outcomes for your clients and a lot of things. I could easily see coaches doing that.
Yeah, so I kind of have that already in the works because I was the coach for the IFS Institute. And I have a space where I created. So usually after the IFS training, when the training is over, then the staff members will offer supervision. So you can work with me for 7 weeks, $700, $900, 1,200, whatever the case. And we'll have a call with each other. We'll go through some things like that, right? This time around, I opened it up so they can be into my Mighty Network space. And then not only do I do some supervision calls once a month, but I also stay out also a part of a community. And within that community, there's a resource library. And the resource library has like my healing, but also I'm gonna have other clips of things like me going through what a part map is for people, right? Like me like sharing these tools with them because the training it didn't have the space to go too deep into some of the tools. And so I'm going to have my own resource library. And then I'm going to have people from the IFS community come in. I'm going to hire them, pay them a, honorarium or whatever. And they come in and we'll do an interview with them or they'll do a teaching or whatever the case. So now this community is being grown from the IFS coaches. So that was an idea as well. But in addition to that, I have people who want me to teach them IFS,
Hmm.
and so I have some folks who are they have a retreat center in Florida that I'm getting connected with. They're in a Jewish community, but they're like, we would love for you to teach IFS here, and so that's in the works as well. That's an in-person, thing. But in addition to the in-person, one thing that I'm bringing to the table, I think that most of the coaches don't do is having that community aspect. So my Mighty Networks, you got a chance to see that. That's
Yeah,
something that I don't think most coaches are doing. They're kind of giving their people stuff and then letting them go. Whereas me,
right.
I want to bring them into something, have this resource library, have this community that you get to connect with so that I
Yeah,
know who to pick when I need to bring somebody up to be a coach with me. I have a group of people that I've already been training for that regard and now it's time for us to go to the next level with that. So that's all those things are kind of in the works. It's a matter of me. I think I asked for this recently because every time I ask for something, I get it. Especially when it comes to people. When it comes to people, I get them. I got a couple new contacts recently that are gonna be very powerful. But um, I asked for somebody to help me with structuring these different things because I have a lot of things
yeah,
and I want to put the structure to them so I can stand on them, right? So I can stand on them. So when I stand on them, I'll bring people into it. Oh, you need to go here. Here's this for you, right? That's like, I've been having issues with the book because this is the ecosystem, that I mentioned when we first met. It's just the idea that once someone meets me in person, they're like, wow, I want more, right? And
right,
I have more to give them. So the book is one thing to give them. Some of the podcasts I've been on is something to give them. But then these little clips and stuff like that is those to
right.
give them, and that gets them
Like a
walking.
grab bag.
yeah, like a little, yeah, exactly, like a grab bag. It gets them kind of walking down this path of I want to learn more. And the way that Ty introduced IFS is way better than just the therapy that I
Right.
thought it was, you know? And so now I want more from him because he explains it so well. And so then now they funnel into a place and like, oh, maybe I should get this thing that he has. He got this little resource library with more videos. I like his videos. I'll pay the $100 for
Yeah.
that. And then that brings them to something else. Oh, I want to be a part of his community. I'll pay the whatever it is a month or the yearly cost for his community. Oh, now he's doing a workshop. He's doing a intro to IFS like for 250 for 4 weeks. I want to be a part of that. So I want people to kind of just trickle in to these things, without me doing much but meeting them for the first time.
You know what I think, okay, okay, okay. So game on, Ty. Here's what I'd like to produce for you.
Mhm,
Um, a strategic view of your marketing funnel. So I'd like to provide that to you. What I think it is,
mhm,
how people start at the top and how they can grow with you. And as they grow with you, it's just increase prices, to grow with you so that you don't have to be all over the place with all the things you do. You know where to go to send them. Okay, here's the book. Here's these videos. And then when they like it, oh, you like it? I got more for you.
mhm,
And depending on what your issue is, you can go down this pathway, you can go down this pathway, and you can come back up and over and
mhm,
play with all the different pathways of
mhm.
working with you. So let me create that for you. I'll have something for you by this time tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And the most important thing for me is that at the top of the funnel is me.
Yeah, you're the top of the funnel.
I always want to be for now, I want to be at the top of the funnel because my goal is not to get too many people too exposed too fast. I want to have I purposely stay off of social media, purposely don't market on social media because I think social media is bad for our culture. And in order for me to help our culture, I can't be on the thing I think is bad for our culture. And so I like to be, I like to do stuff in person with people. And then that brings them in to this place. This way I could kind of gauge. And of course, I want the culture of my people to share. I want them to share it to somebody. I want in my copy to say, if this was valuable to you, who in your family, who close to you, not on your social media, but who would you think need these tools that will help your relationships with them right now? Would it be your spouse? Would it be your kids? If it's your
Very
kids, here's a video
grassroots.
for them. If it's your
Very
spouse, here's a
grassroots.
video. Right, exact grassroots, exactly. Because my goal is to make, as I'm lifting people up from lack of awareness of their inner world to awareness. As I'm lifting them up from that place, they're now on an awareness plateau with me, and then I want them to start reaching up to for people too. I want them to do the same thing I'm doing, reaching up to people. And as we get enough people on that level, then I can move up a level in my own work, in um my own internal work is halted in a sense because I need to bring more people up to my level. As it's halted, not only is my level halted. And when I say halted, I mean I can see how I can go into higher planes when it comes to this work. I can see that I can do much more ancestral work. I can do more, like a lot of different things that I can do. But parts of me don't want to go to this place because I don't want to be so far above people that my arm can't
Oh,
reach them.
right,
I
right.
don't want to be on big stages yet if I don't have the systems to put people through these places because I don't want to drop people off. Like I'll speak at a place and it could be a panel. It could be a panel of 3 people, it could be a panel of 10 people. Guarantee when I'm on the mic, people face light up, right? But the thing is, if I don't have nothing to give them, they lost. I don't mind losing them because there's more people, right? But they don't get a chance to go deeper. So that's the reason why I purposely stay off of big stages right now. I'm not going after that right now, even though I'm meeting people and they're saying, Ty, I want to have you here. I want you to go to this place. We can give you in that. You should be on this stage. Forget what they talking about. This is what you should be talking about that. And so that's where I want to start going eventually, but I want to have this. I need to have this bedrock, so to speak, to
Your whole
start.
infrastructure.
Right, infrastructure, exactly, infrastructure.
I got that. Okay. 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 Wow. That's powerful. Okay. So yeah, let me give you my 2 cents. I'll
Mhm.
give you my 2 cents. I'll have it for you tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. Anything else with the website?
So with this, yeah, I think we good so far with this.
And we'll take the form off. We'll add the payment link, and it's 2,500. That's the regular price. So there'll be just two options: regular price and VIP option of 4,000.
Right.
Okay. 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 We'll work on that ASAP. My apologies again. When we came onto Kartra, my staff person was not aware of all the links, so he's actually recovered all of the links with the exception of one, and that one should be up today. So my apologies.
Hmm.
We're moving. We've learned from that experience.
Okay. I also forward you what I got back from Kartra regarding the redirects.
Uh-huh.
So I forwarded that because I sent out the book. So I fixed some of them because some of them I use frequently.
Uh-huh.
I fixed the book one, but then recently the book one was going to an error page. I checked it a little while ago and it was going back to the page, but it was being redirected. I'm not even sure what was happening. I was like, I'm just gonna leave it to you.
Okay.
Followed around with it too much.
And
Um,
this is for the book. Where did you send the email?
I sent it to, let's see, because the GGS Serendipity, I copied and pasted, but it didn't go through. I sent it to the Chandler group.
Oh, wow. And so you're saying the one you sent to Serendipity Innovation didn't go through?
Yeah, I came back with let me see. It came back with a address not found. I don't know.
Dr. Gigi at serendipityinnovation.com?
Yes,
Oh,
I'll screenshot it for you and send it. And I thought I copied and pasted it, so I'm not sure how I can put it in wrong, but
it shouldn't have. Yeah, it looks correct. Let me give you Chandler Group definitely doesn't work. I don't know where that one is. I'm gonna send you another email address. This is my oldest, my original email address. Gigi Smith at surewest.net. That's the vintage email address.
let's see.
Okay, so I'm gonna work on that, and then you'll hear from me tomorrow. When can we get on schedule?
Let me look at my calendar. So this week is pretty open. I could send you a link, or you can tell me the best times for you.
Are mornings good for you?
Yes.
How what's your earliest?
So I'll say like nine
Okay, so
my time.
9 is so that's 6 my time. Let's see. So the question is Wow, how'd that happen? How about Wednesday at 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock your time. The third.
That works.
Okay. And so do you need a calendar invite?
Um, sure. Do you want me to, you want me, I'll set it up. I'll put it in my system so it's in there and then
Okay.
save the email so you can see how that system works for me.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd
Yeah.
be great. That'd be good. So this Wednesday, 6 o'clock on Zoom.
Yes.
And so we could use my same Zoom link if you like.
Okay.
So it'd be the same one that's in your. That little girl's cute. I guess that means my
And
little
she
girl is
and,
cute.
and
Huh?
she has such a strong spirit. She her so she's the first child for her mom and dad, right? And,
Uh-huh.
and I've known her dad since we were 13. Right?
Oh wow.
So she so this is at her graduation in the park. There's some little kid, I don't know what his name is, a little kid, and they like hitting each other with balloons, and she's rough. Either like so the kid end up pushing her down. She's like, I'm gonna get him back. She goes, get and then her mom is like, her name is Ro, stop, Ro. That's all they do is chase her. Ro. And I'm like, let her be a kid, y'all. Y'all keep they just have this worry on their face about her. And she just like when she started walking at like probably 9 months,
Yeah.
she got such heavy feet. She she is hilarious. But when I seen
Oh,
you, I was like, she looks just like her.
oh, that is funny. Ro. I love Ro.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, this is good. This has been a great meeting. Any questions, comments, concerns for me?
Um, so if we can fix the book, so I'm getting this error now when I put
Yes, we'll work
book
on the
in.
book ASAP.
Yeah, so I want to send that out. Um,
And did you send the link to me? Send me
for
the link for the book so we can address that one right now.
all right.
And is that the only issue right now with the redirects
Um,
is the book?
it's the book and it's the redirects. Yeah, that's so I forward you what Kartra sent me back, and it was the one who showed me that the book wasn't online. It was online before. I mean, when I because I sent that link out recently, and when
Yeah.
I sent it, it
I
was
thought we
working.
we got it. Yeah, yeah.
It was redirecting, but it was at least working. But now it's going to an error page, and they and on the Kartra sent me back, they were saying that some of my links don't redirect. So like
Okay.
the one that I have for the coaches community. It doesn't redirect to anywhere else. So I wasn't really sure what was happening, and I'm not sure if it was on the
Yeah,
host
we'll
or what.
handle it. We'll handle
Yeah.
it. We'll handle
Okay.
it. Yeah, we'll get that up and get the other the email from Cartra. Did you forward it to the Gigi Smith?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okie dokie, Smokey.
All right.
Yes.
So we all set then.
Yeah, yeah. And did you see the revised tapping YouTube video I did for IFS?
No, when did you send that?
Gosh, that was a minute ago, but let me go to my YouTube. Tapping. Um, Hello. This EFT.
Is it loving all of me?
Yeah,
Loving all of me. Okay.
yeah, that one.
Okay. All right. Check it. I so yeah, I have I'm doing some stuff with the Jewish community, and one of my clients, we've only done, well, we did 2 sessions, then he went to Israel, came back, we did a third session. Everyone was powerful because it was in person. He's here in Brooklyn, and his wife was amazed by me. He was like, Ty, my wife's so impressed by you. She wanted to do stuff with us together. And so they did that area. Um, they all go to a place in Jersey. They all have homes in summer homes in Jersey, so they all go there for the summer. And so he's like, I feel compelled to kind of invite you there to my house in Jersey with my family. And I was like, all right, cool. So we go. I mean, I go there to them. He doesn't share with his family. It's his wife's family. So his wife's mom and dad, his wife's sister and her husband, his wife's brother, and then his 3 kids. So we got 3 generations of Jewish folks. He didn't tell them what it was going to be about. He said, "No,
Uh-huh.
just come on over. I got something special. Just come on over." So they like, what is this all about? Like, And so now he introduces me. He tells them about the powerful work that we've been doing together and the change that they've been seeing in him. And he's like, this is only 3 sessions with Ty. And so he wanted me to introduce like what I do. And so I introduced my work, IFS, my mission, etc. We was chatting for about 2, 3 hours. They were blown away, amazed by it, right? So the wife was like, wow, I thought my parents were going to start fighting. I thought they were going to be bringing up family secrets and stuff like that, but it went way better than I thought it would do. They were so excited, Ty. You make it so simple and easy. And so, he got a position because he met another client of mine at this retreat center in
Yeah.
Florida. Where's this guy? He has a big following, a big podcast, and all of that. And he has groups come to this retreat center. He has 3 retreat centers. Um, and so my client is being hired as the general manager to book out the space. Right now it's 20% booked. He want to get it to 100% booked. The other retreats are 100% booked. They want to get this one to 100. And so he's like, Ty, the first person I thought of to have you do to be brought in is you. And I want to bring you in with that. My wife does tapping, and so he was mentioning to me that he says it's great with the kids, tapping is great with the kids, and so he's like, I want to bring you in. I want to bring a couple of other people in. Would you be willing to come down once a month? I was like, once a month, okay. Or if you want to do more, we could do more. Like, wow, once a month is a lot already. But I love it because now I have an opportunity to get out of the winter, here in New York and come down to warmer weather. So that's right in line with me. And I got family down there. I got family in that area.
Uh-huh.
And so it works. But these are the things I'm working on. And right now, all they really know is what I'm delivering to them. They don't know about the resource library yet. They don't know about the Mighty Network. They don't know about the ecosystem I'm building on the other side. They just know I'm great at the coaching aspect of it. So I want to have some of this stuff kind of ready for them. Like, right, I have one meditation. I think I might have sent you my updated meditation.
Yes.
Yeah, so like stuff like that. I have a few meditations like that, and I can create them on the fly, you know. And some of my clients are musicians, so they'll put music behind it for me. I met a new contact recently. a brother who does coaching as well, and he's a musician. I'm gonna sing his album. It's dope. It's like right in line with the type of music I listen to, as well as the music for the game that I want to create. Right. And so I'm like, everything that I'm asking for is coming to me. And so I'm ready to put all this stuff together. And we
Is the game going to be an app?
know it's going to be a game for the squad. Did I tell you about the game?
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Okay, so here's the game, right? And how much time you got?
I got time. I got
Okay.
until 10 o'clock. I have another 47 minutes.
Okay. So originally the game was called Black Nation Reborn. And the player had to create the first self-sustaining black city or community in America, right? And the game was going to look like Sim City, where you have a empty landscape and you put zoning and you put roads and you basically make a city function. That was the original idea. Then at more and more, as I start to flesh it out more and more, I code-named it Self-Led City. So now the player has to create the first self-led city in America, right? And what we're gonna do is going to be played in schools. It's a computer game. You play it on the computer, and it's played in schools. It's a four-player game. So one player manages the zoning. So their game looks like SimCity. So they manage the zoning, where the buildings go, where the parks go. They have like a top-down view, bird's eye view of the landscape. The player to the next to them is responsible for the resources in and out of the city. So they maintain the traffic, the transportation, the roads, stuff like that, right? Make sure that we have the resource, we're producing resources and we importing, exporting as we need them, right? And their goal is how can we make us self-sustaining? How can we get all the stuff that we need produced here? The person on the other side, so two sit next to each other, the other two sit opposite. So one player manages they're like the social person. So they're on the ground and they're interacting with the people, the citizens. And their goal is to see how are people feeling, right? And the game is IFS. So the people know IFS. So people are blended with angry parts. Here's what's going to happen. People are blended with these parts. Here's what's going to happen. And in the process of them interacting with the people, they find out what needs to be done. We start with some curiosity. I'm curious, what's going on with you, right? And then they interact with people in that way. And then the other person manages the culture. So they manage how, like, what are people saying about the place? What does the outside world think about us? What kind of songs or arts are we producing to bring people in? Do more people want to come into our city or more people want to leave our city? And all these players are playing in this intertwining city. So the game is going to be developed, first as a workshop for schools. So for here in Brooklyn, we're going to take an area of Brooklyn that was developed recently. So in my area, I'm in East New York. There's an area called Gateway that's being developed right now. New roads are being put in, all that type of stuff, right? We're going to reverse the clock back to the 90s when it was just whatever it was. It was like mushland, right? We're going to reverse the clock back to that time. So that's what the players are playing with. They get to reimagine what this area could look like. And it's a real area because when we develop the game, we're going to have students go in and learn how to get drone shots of areas. So before the game is comes out, there's school workshops on the development of the game. And the reason why we're developing the game is because we want kids to be involved with creating for their environment so they can feel like they have some power in making some changes, right? So they'll play it so the landscape of the game will be based on the local environment. The sound of the game will be based on the local environment. So we'll have some kids going out and getting sounds. Like I'll say, hey, I need sounds of kids playing in the playground. Go to a school and just record, right? I need sounds from how would people greet each other? How would this group greet each other? How would a middle-aged person greet you if they were to say, right? Get some sounds, right? So that when you click on a citizen in the game, it sounds like somebody from that area. So that when we have the game in Philadelphia, it looks like Philadelphia. It sounds like Philadelphia. In Oakland, it looks like Oakland. It sounds like Oakland, right? And then, so in each of the games have a scenario. So the players will play the game and they'll have a scenario based on what's currently happening in their city. The current headlines. Here in New York, we've been having a migrant issue, right? So in the game, they're going to have a migrant situation scenario. And now the players all get to play with that issue. The migrant issue is different for the developer as it is for the social person. They're different challenges in the same issue. After they play the game for 45 minutes, they'll get a lecture because the game comes with a teacher's guide. So when they're playing a game, when they're talking to the teacher, they understand in supply and demand because the resource person knows here we didn't have enough so and so to build more houses. So that's why people were upset with the social. Like they'll interact with these issues together. And when you start the game is going to have this idea, this wondrous idea of we're here to create something new, right? The purpose of this game is to get you to imagine the power that you have in creating, to simulate the problems of our current world and see how you would solve them. That's the and every game starts with a small meditation. So they're gonna close their eyes and it's gonna be either me or somebody like me speaking in their mind to get them inspired towards what they're gonna create. All of them, right? Depending on what game they're playing, what side, what level, what position they're in, they're gonna get a slight different meditation, right? And then after they finish playing a game, they give an exit meditation. Now I want you to realize what you've done here. So after the game is over, the scenario, they'll get like it'll go from they'll all get to see the landscape of how it started, and then a time lapse of what was built in that time that they've created. So they get to see what they did, what they went from zero to where they landed. And when that scenario is over, they get an exit meditation. Look at what you've done. Look at what you create in this game. Look what you did for these citizens. Now, as you go out, I want you to imagine what you could do in the real world. Look at your neighborhood and see what things you would create, what improvements you would make if you had the power to do so, right? And it's a little meditation. And then after that, they have a teacher that teaches them like here's supply and demand. We had surplus, people were upset. Indeed. So they learn emotional learning, real
Right.
world learning, collaborative learning,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And this will be played inside the school. So it won't be on in GameStop and nothing like that. It will be played specifically for the schools with this mission behind it. And so that's the game in a nutshell. Expansion packs for the game will be, right? Each city can connect to each other. So New York players can connect to Philly players and share resources
Wow.
to each other, right? All the hoods.
Oh,
Because
they can
remember, it was
share.
they can share, yeah, they can share, and they can have wonders, right? So they can create a. They've been speaking about this now, like creating like these high-speed railways, hyperloops, and all that stuff. In a
Yeah,
game,
California. Yeah,
they
we're
can
doing
play
that.
with that,
Yeah.
right? It's going to require this group and this group to work together to invest in creating these things. And then the game has elements of powernomics. I'm not sure you're familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson. What is
I'm
that?
not.
Okay, so Dr. Claude Anderson has been, yes, he's somebody you should know, definitely. He's been around since like the 80s, 90s. With Powernomics is a national plan to empower Black America.
Powernomics?
Powernomics. Yeah. You can go on YouTube and just click Dr. Claude Anderson. Um, so when I first had the idea for the game, it was going to be based on Dr. Claude Anderson's Powernomics framework. And his framework is he gives like five levels, and these that Black people have to do in order for them to have self-sustainment, right? In order for us to get out of racism, we have to produce for ourselves. As long as we asking the other group for our food, our shelter, our jobs, our everything else, that's where we can be discriminated against. That's what racism is. But if we had our own things, we wouldn't feel racism because we'll be doing things amongst each other. So he said there's five pillars. The first pillar is industry. There's not one there's not one industry that Black people own, and that is from raw materials all the way to retail,
The whole vertical.
the whole
Okay.
vertical, not one, right? And so in order for people to be able to be self-sustaining, they have to produce their own things. We're consumers, we're not producers. And so
Right.
industry is first,
We're
right?
consumers.
So in the game, what's going to be the industry for this city? So based on the landscape, we could say, okay, here are our options, right? We buy water. All of Black folks have migrated to cities. The beautiful thing about the cities is they mostly all buy water. New York City's by water, Atlanta, a lot of these places are by water. So because we buy water, we can have water industries. either transport, either fishing, whatever the case, right? And so you get to decide what industry you want to be a part of. Then after industry, it goes into political. Voting, he's like, voting doesn't do anything for us. That's a carrot that they stuck at us. We fighting to vote and all that. So you have no political power. If you vote for them, but they don't do what you want, what's going to be a punishment to them? You have no punishment, right? And so once you have money, then you can now rent and buy politicians with the money, right? So then you have to have that. Then comes the judicial system. So like the judges and all. How do you stop them from hurting us and hitting and the cops from beating up on us? We have to get into the political to the laws and the courts. Then from that we go into I believe it's education, either education or media. One of them is either media or education, one of them. But he's like, black people don't own not one nationally syndicated uh TV station or radio station or newspaper that we all abide by. So when we're need to put our messages out, who do we speak to? All of our stuff is on other people's channels with them funding it. They're commercials. So they get to tell us what TV shows we can produce. They get to tell us what we can and can't say. We can't have anything amongst ourselves. So once we have that, when we start having media so we can spread our messages to each other, then comes education. Once we have these things in place, then we put education in place. Then we start producing our own schools and universities. And we as Black folks go to school and they give all our mind power to them. We go and work in their companies, make them richer so we can get a little bit of money for us because we're individual. We see ourselves as individuals. I need to take care of me and my family, so I got to make, 100,000, 250,000 a year so my family is good. But is my family good? But what about my people? My
Right.
people aren't good. I'm taking my knowledge and giving it to somebody else, building their families up, and they take their money, the money that we give them, and they bring it to their communities. So
Right, right. And that part, that's the part where the royal we have to help other Black people realize we've got this conscious bias going on about how we were conditioned because we do not trust each other. We don't like each other. We talk shit about each other, and we got to heal that part. And I think we can heal that part through IFS and tapping at the group level.
that's the one thing too. Like when I'm listening to the book, I'm like, the one thing that's missing is this mental part. It
Yes.
talks about it. It talks about Black people need to, but it's like,
Yeah.
okay, these are all true. We do need to.
Mhm.
How?
Yeah, IFS and
How?
tapping.
Right? And
Yeah.
so that's the one piece that's been missing. That's the reason why when I create this game, it's not going to be just about Black people. It's going to be about self-led people, right? Because my
Yeah.
mission to heal the world is by making the world self-led. So it kind of goes in line with what I'm saying. It goes in lines with the mission that I'm doing. It kind of foreshadows what I'm actually creating. Because in the game, I'm gonna say I started out as making myself self-led, helping my family become self-led, then helping companies become self-led. Then I started with building campuses, which I'm actually going towards. And then those campuses became cities. But before I make a self-led city, who's going to help me? And that's where you come in. This game is designed to help you understand how to build a self-led city. And to build a self-led city, we have to ensure that all the citizens can stay in the city. Because when they go inside of the part-led city, they get triggered and activated and they become less self-led. So how can we keep them in our city? And then the
Yes.
game walks them through it. And then we have advisors. Dr. Claude Anderson will be an advisor. He's already have so many talks where I can just he's getting old now. So I'm hoping that I can produce this game while he's still alive and go to him and like, hey, here's what I'm thinking. I would love to have your voice on this. But
Well,
other
once you tape his voice a couple times, it's on. You can reuse it.
He got a ton of videos out there, right?
Yeah.
And he said this thing so many times. So, and the stuff that he says is on point, right? And so we could take advisors, right, to help you with guiding some things. The person who's managing the social aspect may have me as the advisor. The person who understands people, right? Here's what people are going through. A person who's managing the landscape will have an advisor, right? And then once they finish and the game will have all different scenarios, and we can even bring in scenarios. And then we get to the point.
I love that. So this is This is software.
Software. Yep.
Do you have an app provider already?
I have a friend of mine who is he's in the tech space. He has a tech company, several tech companies, and he's also a part of this Blacks in Tech organization, which has, I'm not sure how many people, how many thousand people they have with that, but he's in that Blacks in Tech space.
Uh-huh.
And so when it's time for me to start to really put some stuff down for the game, and the game is based on other games. So I have games that I could show, like, here, see how this game is? I want to have something like
Yeah.
that in my game. See how this game is? I want to
Okay.
have something like that. So the game has already kind of been built, but it
Okay.
hasn't been built with this framework around it, and it hasn't been positioned for schools.
Okay. So
Like
you've
how I'm
got
doing.
somebody
I
already in
got
mind
people,
for
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. If that doesn't work out, let me know because we build apps too.
When it's time for the game, so right now, like the game has been developing as I'm actually doing the work because the game is a part of the work I'm doing. It's a foreshadowing of
Mm.
my actual plans, right? And so and the game will have stories. So most the games will most likely be played by the boys because boys like achieving and achievements and building and creating. The way that we're going to bring the girls in is we're going to have stories. So they're going to be books that are based on the game's universe that's created. Imagine if, I'm living in this new self-led city. My parents moved to self-led city, but my girlfriend is in her parents don't believe in that new city because they make so much money in the regular city. They don't want to go there. So what's our story looking like? How would it be when she first come and visits the self-led city? Her impression of it, right? That's going to be a book and the girls get to read the stories, the situations, the family things that happen in that book, and based on what they understand with the book, they can inform the young men who are playing the game. Oh, I know that storyline. That's based in the book, and so now they have a connection to each other as they play the game. In addition to that, we're gonna have it to where there's gonna be some, kids like playing like esports and all that, right? So if we have school competitions who can succeed at this level the quickest, right? And it's not just how good you are at the game. After the game is over, there's a lecture aspect to it, okay? With some questions. How will we solve this problem? We're going to read this news article. What are they not saying that needs to be said in order for us to know how to solve the problem? And the kids will be able to articulately explain the issue, right? And when we have this little esports thing, we invite the city politicians in. Here's how we get our kids involved in making some change in our country, in our city, in our world. You have to meet them where they are and give them something for them. So once we have the game plan in one city, we then connect it to other cities and they could play online with each other, right? Like, hey, yeah, I'm doing we about to send those resources to you right now. Y'all sending our resources? Yeah, we had a little issue with ours. Oh, yeah, you sent it. So then they start getting used to connecting cities together, right? And connecting the missions together
Yeah.
because my
And connecting
campuses,
together and
right?
connecting. Yes.
And then they're gonna have field trips around this. Like, hey, let's go. Our New York City schools are gonna come down to Philly, and you're gonna get to meet the people. And they're like, oh, we like playing your old play our game because you can only play the game if you in Philly. So let's see how Philly game is. How far did they get in their game? Y'all come on to New York. So now we have this connection off of building. And as I'm doing my stuff in real life, I'll be saying, oh, I just completed this, right? We just launched this. We launching our first campus. We got our first school. Oh, we closer to the mission. We closer. So then when they meet me in person, oh, Todd, I know how to beat that, babe. I know how to beat that. We need some, I know how they're gonna be excited towards solving these actual problems that we have in our country.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah, and I like the idea of the schools because you're teaching kids as they're young, and so they don't have all that conditioning to wipe
Right.
out.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and you're planting seeds for like a whole new
Exactly.
generation. I love that. I love that. Yes,
Exactly. And then
yes,
we have expansions, right? We can expand to the Caribbean,
yeah.
right? So we got like I was
All over
thinking,
the world.
like how will we solve the problem in Haiti,
Hmm,
right? What if we put that in a simulation
that's the
and let us
shit.
play with the problem? Let us
Yeah,
play with it first
yes.
so
Play
that we
with
can,
it.
right, where, because right now it's like no one knows what they're doing when it comes to this. We have these outside, like if we really was able to look at the issue for what it really is and play with it, potential solutions and let it play out in the simulation. Like, all right, that wouldn't work because here's what ends up happening when we did that.
Right.
But we can't do this because here's what ended up happening when we did that. What if we
Right.
tried this? Nobody's tried that before. Oh, this seems to be
Right.
working
Right.
until, oh, it don't work. So we get to play with these
Yeah.
solutions and then we
Be
can connect,
curious.
right? And then
Yeah.
we can connect, just like how we connect the cities together, we can connect the Caribbeans together. Then we can
Yeah.
connect the Caribbeans to the cities, right? Then the next expansion, or part two, part three, whatever the case, will be African countries. How can you connect the African countries? Let's make a simulation. Okay, Nigeria, what are their resources? Here's what they have. What are their hurdles? Here's what their hurdles are. What's up with the infrastructure? What kind of resource they need? Boom. Then you start having the kids play with that. How can we connect this to that country? How can we have internal trade between us? What's stopping us from having internal trade? There's always a social person on the team. So they're going to understand the social interaction with people, the anger, the traumas, the issues we had, right? We get to work those out in the game. And then there's always a teacher's guide associated with the game. So when they get off the game, they're now in classrooms speaking about what they learned from the game. So when they imagine, oh, that's why the issue is, y'all need to fix this, right? And if we had the kids speaking to the adults, you're not going to want to cut the kids down,
Right.
especially if they know exactly how to speak to your issue,
Yes.
because the game is teaching them how to speak to your
Yes.
issue.
Yeah. And they're in a power position. This is like I love technology. I've been involved in tech since '80s, but and I like technology that heals. This is technology that really heals mind, body, spirit, Ty, and it would really help our people in a big, meaningful way. Man, so many possibilities.
Yes,
Profound, like profound.
right. And the music is going to be heartwarming, inspiring. It's going to soothe your mood when you play it. You're going to feel inspired after like the game. So all my creations, right? Everything I'm producing, I want it to have multi-level. So what you see is not all that's there. It's
Right.
purposely making you feel. It's purposely making you tear up. It's purposely making you laugh. It's purposely making you inspire. It's purposely making you ponder. That's what the game is going to have elements of that. And it's going to be
Oh,
beautiful. It's going to
elements of
look
feeling.
right. Elements of
Oh,
feelings. We want to purposely activate parts in the person that's playing the game. And we want the game to be a beautiful game. It's going to look, sound, and play like any other game that's amazing, right? So it's not going to be a boring school game. It's not going to be some cheesy game. I'm not going to start producing a game until I have the resources to truly create what I envision to create.
right.
And so it's a stepping stone to get to this point. But it's going to be an amazing, beautiful game that kids will play on their PlayStation if they could. They'll play it in their home for hours if they could. The music is going to be inspiring. And not only that, but the music is going to connect the younger generation to their parents' generation. So
Yeah, because you have to
it,
talk.
some of the elements of the music is going to sound like some of the elements from our music. Right? Imagine if you heard like a soothing remix of an Aretha Franklin's track. Like, wait a minute,
Oh,
that sounds like, but
yeah,
it has the elements of it, but it's been remixed to sound a little bit like you can hear it, but it has
yeah,
this other sound to it. So it bring like
yeah,
the sound brings the parent in, like, what are you doing? What's that? What are you doing?
yeah,
And then now the
yeah.
game tells them, if anybody asks you what this game is about, just tell them this. Oh, it's a game to help me understand how to make the world a better place. Really? Yeah, mom, look what I did. And they get to share a little, every time they finish a game, that little what they did from start to finish becomes a little 2-minute video that they can share to people. And
You
they
know what? It's changing consciousness. It's
right.
changing consciousness, Ty.
Hmm.
Like right there, real time.
Right.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Hmm.
That is powerful. I need to be a part of that some kind of way because that is powerful. That's
Yeah.
like planting some seeds that guaranteed will
Right.
produce gold.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Right.
Because you're
Right.
tapping into creativity, you're
Right.
tapping into with the kids,
Right.
and the possibilities are endless with those people.
Right.
You're tapping into this idea that we can trust again,
Right.
and the kids are showing us the way.
Right. They trusted each other in this game. Right. They working with they purposely work with each other. Hey, we need to do more of this. They get a chance to like make decisions together.
Yeah, they understand how the human brain works and what we need to do. It incorporates the feeling, the hearing sense,
Hmm.
especially the hearing, because when you can hear something, it taps into your solar plexus and all of that. So you can just embody it, embody
Right.
the change.
Right. Right. And then because I'm doing my thing, it's actually happening in real life. So when I say I need some people, when I have some job openings, they're the first ones to come in. And because they understand the game, they already come with some insight and some ideas. And the game is going to have a lot of lore to it. So for those who like really like it, want to dive deeper into it, we got lore for them, right? So they can go deeper into like what's happening and who's what's the story behind this, right? They get to see further on and why is this thing even a possibility? Why this game was created. For those who want to go deeper, they can go deeper, right? And so we have this thing, and this is just right now. By the time we actually start launching the game or start really developing the game, we're gonna have more people like you giving your ideas on what we can change and how we can improve and how we can make it feel, how we make it look. We can make the game look sunny. We can make the game look dreary depending on what's currently happening. Are people have enough food, right? Are they what kind of issues are happening, right? We can make the game give emotion and get them involved in that way. And then when we start giving them the lectures and the teacher's guide to it, it's like, man, I'm so invested in like seeing how I can make a change in this world. They start becoming like I'm basically helping their kid parts feel and act like my kid parts so that when they tell me their ideas, I got all these kids with these big imaginations and possibilities of what can happen. And then I get to empower them. Like, come on, help me out with this. Get what's your ideas? What do you think we should do? Oh, we should do this based on that. Yeah, that's the issue they doing. They could speak more to these issues than the mayor can. And then now I got this whole army. And then they're going through my World Dress Academy program. So they dressing well, they speaking
Right.
well, they
They're
are on me
feeling
behind
good.
me. They got
Right.
every time I go somewhere, I got like 20, 30, 40 kids with me. Who any give the mic to any one of them. Let them tell you. And I want to get the mic, and they happy. I want to get the mic. And they start speaking, all like, wait a minute, what did he do to these kids? How did he get them? Because right now, the kids are knuckleheads. Right now, the kids are an issue and a problem. We turn these kids around like that. Like, no, what you need, Ty? Yeah, let's give Ty what he needs so he can make more of this. And here's the kicker. The original game I wanted to create it was for black people, right? This game is going to be general, right? But when I design a game, you click off a couple settings and it becomes the original game, just for black people. Now that's going to be an inside thing, right? I'll keep that. I'm like, yo, there's a couple of settings you press and a couple
Yeah.
of maps that you put in, and now
Yeah.
you have my original Black Nations Reborn, right? You get it. There's like 30 hours of like recorded messages that's not in the other game, right? Just this game. And once we start doing that, possibilities end from that point. Like I said, and the beautiful thing about this is once we start giving it to our kids, I would start going to other groups. Okay, how would you fix things in South America? What are the issues that's going
Yeah.
on there? Let's use these
Yeah.
same things to get the kids involved. What's happening in countries in Europe? What's happening in countries of Asia? We got birth rates are decreased. What's happening there? Let's make a game to solve that problem. Let's get
Yes.
our
Yeah.
kids solving them because we got them in schools, but we teaching them things that ain't gonna be benefiting us and them and helping the world
Yeah.
be a better
Let's do
place.
some real world solutions.
Right,
Let's do some real world solutions to this encampment on the corner.
right,
Help these people out and they're hungry.
right.
How do we get them food? How do we do that?
Right, 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 right. Exactly.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's the shit. Yeah, yeah. You know, this is a big deal. You're gonna need some sort of security detail at some point. Yeah, because it could change this. Well, it's planting seeds that will change people in a real way. And there's some people that won't like that.
Yeah. My hope is that those people I'll go under the radar and they won't realize what I'm doing
Right.
until
Yeah, they won't see the value until it's happening
they won't see. That's the reason why I'm
because it
like,
seems soft.
it seemed soft. It seemed like right.
Yeah, no big,
It
yeah,
seemed like it's not a whatever. I want to keep it that way. That's the reason why you're not going to see me trying to get too much exposure, right? You're not going to see me on social media platform saying these ideas like this because then it'll go and then it'll get
right.
chopped up before. No, like I'm just going to keep walking down a path and creating the things I'm going to create, and I'll let the works,
Yeah,
right?
speak for itself.
Insult the works, right? Insult like and the people who get it are going to be the people first who get it,
Right,
right? You already in my ecosystem to get this game.
right.
People outside of my ecosystem may not get it. But when you in my ecosystem, you love it, right? And that's who gets it first. I even have an idea for an album, and this is something that, I'm seeing the album from my new contact. But I have an idea for an album. I was like listening to his stuff, and I was like, man, his stuff is so dope. We have a call on Tuesday. I was like, imagine if we made an album with that instrumentation, with me
Uh-huh.
talking, right? And so let's say we had like, money challenges. That was the title of the song. And it will be speaking about money challenge, just me speaking normally, right? And then it'll have like what I had to do, the inner work I had to do to help with that. And then it's the third verse will be how things progress, how things feel now that we did that, right? And it'll have its dope implementation. So side A would just be those tracks of me speaking. Side B will be the meditation for that situation. So, A will be me speaking, or it'll be a little more upbeat. Side B, if you have this issue, side B is a meditation with similar instrumentation, slow down,
Mhm.
right? My voice is slowed down and it's bringing you through the meditation that I went through to help me get through that situation. And we'll make an album, and this will be for our people, right? So you have lack of trust issues. Here's what's actually happening on the IFS level. I'm walking you through it, helping you understand why it's important
Right.
for us to get past these things. If that's going through, go to side B. You get the meditation for that. And like I said, everything will start with our people first, the people I'm already working with, the ecosystem, right? The people that's on my retreats, not for the general public, just
Right.
for the
Right.
people who's there, because then the people who are here gets to show me how it worked, how it felt, so that we can have new iterations. So by the time it gets to somebody out there, it's been worked, tooled, remastered to be perfect for what we're trying to do it for.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing that with me.
Hmm.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes.
Okay, you've got me excited. You've got me
There we
excited.
go.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, well, I'm gonna get out of here. I've got some things to do on my end, and you'll hear from me tomorrow.
Perfect.
Okay,
Right.
bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.